Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to How to Be a Boss channel. Today I want to talk about not dating women who have had their heart broken and are in the recovery phase of this setback. Many of these women are emotional wrecks and are still getting over what their boyfriend has done to them. That they are slowly putting their life back together, their hearts back together, their minds, bodies and souls. They might believe that they are ready to get back into the dating world, but really they are a shadow of who they used to be, and they're stuck in a parallel universe where they are still pining for their ex-boyfriend, trying to get back to the carefree, loving spirits they were before he ended the relationship, and to focus on the future where they are really 20% of what they can be. A good example of this is Perry Edwards from the girl band Little Mix, who was dating One Direction star Zayn Malik for 4 years. And for 2 of those years they were engaged to be married when he decided to end the relationship between the two via a text message. The news was completely out of left field for Perry Edwards, who thought the relationship was going really strong, and it knocked the stuffing out of her for a long time. In the months prior to the breakup, Zayn and Perry had bought a house together where they stayed with each other for 2 months. On top of the engagement, Perry obviously thought that the house they were staying in was the house that her and Zayn would settle down in and have children in, which probably made her anguish even worse. Mentally, emotionally and physically, she was all over the place and would cry in interviews whilst breaking down in the middle of performance in live concerts. Her bandmates did their best to comfort and look after her, but when your world is turned upside down like that, then most people will have a similar reaction to Perry Edwards. Another example is from the reality TV show The Bachelor in Australia, where contestant Abby Chatfield got down to the final 2 candidates to win the Bachelor Matt Agnew's heart. In the final rose ceremony, Matt decided to choose Abby's love rival, Chelsea McLeod, which would leave a massive void in anyone's life, especially when you spent the past 4 months trying to win the heart of one man. Abby admits that during the filming of the final rose ceremony that she blacked out due to the stress of the situation. Also, once Matt had made his decision, Abby tried to get over her broken heart by going on a self-proclaimed dick spree by meeting British men who didn't know who she was and changing her name. Lots of girls try to get over a man by getting under another man to get over someone. However, even Abby admitted that this was only a temporary measure, and when the show aired it brought all the heartache back to her. She realised that by having all these sexual relations that she was just blocking her feelings and emotions, but she hadn't really healed her heart from within. A further example is from a BBC 3 article into relationships, when one partner has been unfaithful and what happened going forward. In the article, a lady called Sarah was in a loving, healthy, faithful relationship with her boyfriend for 4 years where they lived together. Unfortunately, she found out that her boyfriend had been unfaithful to her, which completely turned her world upside down. After intensive talks, they decided they wanted to save the relationship, as Sarah said that he ticked so many boxes for her, but the relationship was clearly not the same anymore. Sarah said she did some self-reflection and came to the conclusion that everything in her life revolved around her boyfriend's lifestyle. She had given up too much and literally built her life to match up to her boyfriends which she did not want going forward. Thus, after seeing a female friend who was in a relationship swipe left and right on a dating app to meet guys who were not her boyfriend, she decided she wanted some of the same and signed up to the dating app herself. After the heartbreak her boyfriend put her through, meeting guys made her feel wanted and desirable again. But was this a way of punishing her boyfriend for cheating on her? I do want it to be noted that Sarah only met up with these internet guys once. She wouldn't sleep with any of the men. She would tell the men that this was their only meetup and block all forms of contact with the guys once the date was over. However, she was obviously meeting these guys as a reaction to what her boyfriend did to her. Whether you consider this cheating or not is another question. In conclusion, with all the examples that I've given you, you can see that dating a woman who has recently suffered a broken heart is not a good idea. Number one, they are mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically not recovered from the heartache, no matter what they tell you. Once you've gone through such a situation, there needs to be a time of convalescence so the woman can heal their heart, body, and mind from the trauma they have suffered. They will never be able to give themselves fully to you, as they still have the mental scars which have not been cured yet. Number two, they will have trust issues which are way off the charts. You'll be monitored as if you are entering a CIA lab where there is sensitive information in the room throughout the duration of your relationship, until you can either prove to her that you are not cheating or she finally gets over her trust issues. She will check your phone, your email, all your social media, and watch you like a hawk when you are interacting with guys and even girls in any social environment. She will expect you to be on time for any meetups, and if you are not, then she will presume it's because you're meeting another girl. Plus, any female work colleague will also be scrutinized like she is a foreign spy. Number three, you will have to be her shoulder to cry on and her own personal psychologist. The woman will obviously have a number of emotions surfacing after her broken heart, and she will need someone to comfort, listen, and build her confidence up again. You will need to be that guy if you get into a relationship with this type of girl, and you'll have to sacrifice your time, mind, and social life to be that person for her. Number four, you might be her rebound boyfriend after the effects of her broken heart, and the relationship will only have a limited run until she is finally over her heartbreak. When any emotional situation happens, you need a support network, and your reward for helping her get over her emotions and getting her back to 100% full health is to be dumped. She's got out all her hate for men, her repressed anger at being cheated on, her loyalty and trust issues are out of the way. She has her mental and emotional equilibrium at 100% again, and will decide that you have played your part, and she wants to find a guy who understands her more or makes her feel alive again.